US girls, but I'm a Canadian boy. Damn.
True North Reviews, True North Reviews, True North Reviews.
Hey there, welcome to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing Heavy Light by US Girls. US Girls is fronted by Megan Remy, who grew up in the United States of America, but is now a permanent resident of Canada. Under the name of US Girls, she has released 7 albums, Heavy Light being the most recent. Prior to Heavy Light, though, US Girls put out In a Poem Unlimited, which was one of the best art pop and psychedelic records in 2018, in my opinion, as well as many other people, because US Girls, they tend to be a critical darling. Ultimately, with that 2018 record, though, I just loved how it was comfortable in its own skin, very free-flowing, and unafraid to experiment with longer runtimes. For this new record, on the other hand, though, instead of being psych rock influenced, this time around it's a bit more post-punk inspired, almost gothic when it comes to the brand of vocals and instrumental on the track Overtime. Being one of the singles, the drums on there, especially Shepherd, the accelerating pulse on the track, takes things up a notch, briskly moving things along rather than being easygoing. Overtime also has bizarre and freaky backup vocals reminiscent of Algiers and their kind of post-punk and soul. I also enjoy the track because it has a saxophone solo, which is pretty harrowing as well. Now, with that description, if you're concerned that this is an all-new US Girls, new Meg Remy, don't be, because we have the track For American Dollars, which is likely to connect with fans of the previous US Girls album. The tune on here is very slick. It has a hypnotic delivery of "You can do a lot with 4 American dollars." The congas on there also add a percussive layer to the track that I absolutely adore. One of my favorite songs altogether of 2020 thus far. Surprisingly long for an opening track and single for the album, but hey, it gets the ball rolling and we stan. We also stan Denise Don't Wait, which is a beautiful track with a marimba or a vibraphone on there. Additionally, vocal harmonies that lift the hair on the back of my neck. Between this and 4 American Dollars, I have a tough time picking a favorite from this record. Moving along, a supporting track to Denise Don't Wait would be a song like Woodstock 99, which is light and gorgeous with its vocals in the second half. I like this, not as much as the aforementioned. However, returning to the soul inspiration of this record, State House barrels through with the clang and clatter of the drums. The shrieks and the dark and gothic inspired outro would have been much better than the interlude compared to Advice to Teenage Self, in my opinion. I also would have taken State House over the track IOU as well, because that track is really slow in comparison to the rest of the record. Granted, it is also a delicate beauty in its melody, it's piano driven, but it just drags with the 6/8 time signature. Unfortunately, IOU gets to be really boring by the 3-minute mark. It thwarts all the momentum and pace that this album had going for it after the first 2 tracks. Picking things right back up, though, we have the track Born to Lose. Again, we have the marimba or vibraphone on there, I can't exactly tell, but anytime you can incorporate one of those 2 instruments on a record, I appreciate. I also appreciate how Born to Lose plays like a part 2 to Overtime because of the freaky backup vocals. Sadly though, Heavy Light is even inconsistent with its more appealing styles, the freakiness, if you will. It gets to be pretty forced and calculated on the outro Redford Radio, which is way too repetitive for its own good. And look, hits and misses will be a part of every record, it's only natural, but what I care about more on this album is when the music takes a definitive stance on what it wants to be. Fast or slow, scary or mellow, I prefer the fast and scary combination. I just don't think we get enough of that, nor an enjoyable amount of that either. In other words, when this record gets darker with its aesthetic and elements, it hits its stride. Whether it's provided by the vocals, the rattle to an auxiliary percussive instrument, or even a scary interlude, minus the spoken word ones because I get nothing out of those. They end up being jarring messes and come out of nowhere, adding unnecessary context. I couldn't really care for them. All in all, this US Girls record is at its best when it conveys an eerie mood. However, this record also falls flat. It just doesn't embrace as much of that strange sound as much as I would have hoped it would. Some songs are forgettable. For the life of me, I can't remember how they go after playing this record numerous times throughout this year. year. And in turn, this music, it's nice to have on playing in the background, just not really my go-to choice if I'm going to be listening to a US Girls album actively. So I am feeling a 6 out of 10 on US Girls Heavy Light. Make sure you guys sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this music. Whether you agree, disagree, I'm here to engage with you guys. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town, I'd appreciate that. As always, thanks for watching, and have a rockin' day.